welcome back to ICE 365 Live, broadcasting live from stand S9 110 at XL London to ice365.com. I'm Katie Goldfinch and I'm your presenter over the 3 days of the show, bringing you the latest developments from the expo floor and market-by-market analysis of some of the key regions for the global gaming industry. Yesterday, we looked at international trends and North America, and this morning we turned our focus to Great Britain. Now, attention turns to Latin America, one of the biggest emerging opportunities for gambling expansion. As I said before the break, the region's interactive gross win is expected to reach 7.1 billion by 2027, according to H2 Gambling Capital. This is being aided by more and more local markets regulating betting and iGaming. Legislation is working its way through legislators in Peru and Chile, and while progress in Brazil has stalled somewhat, many stakeholders are hopeful that we could see things move forward, if not this year, then very soon. And in Argentina, the current football world champions provinces are regulating one by one, meaning there is plenty of room to grow. Over the next 2 hours, we're going to bring in experts to talk us through the current situation in Brazil, as well as outlining opportunities in markets such as Mexico and beyond. We'll be discussing how to find the right talent to support growth in Latin America, as well as featuring a panel discussion that aims to outline best practice for doing business in the region. For this session, we're going to be looking beyond the traditional big two of Brazil and Argentina to start, beginning with Peru. While online gambling legislation passed last year, there is still more work to be done before the market opens. But there's also a number of successful local operators for newcomers to contend with, including Apuesta Total. Chief Executive Gonzalo Perez will join us shortly to discuss the regulatory progress, player preferences, and how the market may evolve. And to begin this segment, we start with LatAm beyond the big two, Peru. We have Gonzalo Perez, the CEO of Apuesta Total, joining me in the studio. Good to have you, Gonzalo.
Good to be here. Thank you so much for your invitation.
How are you enjoying London so far?
Very much. Nice weather. It's cold, but it's still sunny, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's sort of frosty out there, but it's sunny.
Yeah, it's weird.
You're enjoying that?
Yeah, a lot.
Great. So tell us, Peru took a major step towards re-regulation this year. Though I understand there are a few hurdles to overcome before the market opens, talk us through the next steps for regulation.
Well, to start, I must say that we're satisfied with the regulation that we have, that it's proposed. You know, it could be worse, but it's good enough for us to continue growing the business. Of course, there are some things that we don't like, but I think that overall it's a good regulation. Now we're waiting for the technical regulation to be passed. They just published a draft of it, and they accept our comments. So we're waiting for that, and eventually we'll have, I think, enforced by maybe June of this year.
And what about player habits? Can you tell us a little bit about their preferred sports, their deposit methods, and response to advertising? What's that like?
Yeah, sure. The main sport is football in Peru. Not just the local league, but also the European leagues, French, Spanish, English. They are quite popular. That's why we are now the sponsor of the two main teams in Peru, the soccer teams in Peru. About payment methods, I will say that the preferred one is through our shops, because we have a large retail footprint with around 800 shops. So I will say that's the number one. And you know, recently every operator has become very aggressive in terms of advertising. So we're struggling to differentiate, because we don't want to be the same as the other ones.
And tell us, do customers tend to prefer one channel over another?
Well, it's a little bit hard to say for us, because retail business is anonymous. So we don't have a record or a track of how many customers do we have in retail business. But what we have seen is that there's a lot of people that they comment us that they are using both channels. Also, in the digital channel, we have sports and casino, and we think that there is a huge potential to develop our casino verticals because right now around 30% of our revenue comes from the casino business. So we need to take it to 50% at least in order to have a more stable operation.
And what about online customers? Are online customers only betting online, and in retail, are customers only gambling in shops?
We think it's a trend, but of course we're trying to take people from the retail to the online because, for example, the operational hours of the shops, we need to close them, and online can be 24 hours. So we're working on that to have an omni-channel solution where your wallet you can use it on the retail, but it's a project that we're working on that.
And how important do you feel local knowledge is to operating in Peru?
Well, you have to be, I think it's very important. You have to know very well your customers, the situation, the political context, everything impacts in our customers, so we need to know how to deal with them. In that way, we want to be known as a company that they're close to our customers. We don't want to be as pretentious as a big corporate brand. Of course, it's important for them to know that we are big, but we want to be a big, close friend for them.
What do you personally think about re-regulation? Do you think it's an opportunity or a threat? What are your thoughts?
Of course, it's an opportunity because as a responsible operator, we're looking for a regulation. Fortunately, the regulation that has been approved doesn't have any strong limitations in terms of what you can bet or in terms of the limits of wagering or, for example, using credit cards. So I think that overall it's a very good one. And we are working also in some modifications that will to make it better. But I think it's an opportunity overall.
And as international brands inevitably start looking at Peru for potential to expand, how will Apuesta Total deal with the increased competition?
Yeah, of course, right now everybody's talking about Peru. The law has been approved, so we're the second country with an open market with a regulation because the first one was Colombia. Of course, Uruguay has a law, but it's a monopoly. So we're the second one, and a lot of people is looking at us. But I think that what we have made in the past and what we are doing right now, we feel pretty confident about being prepared in order to receive these international operators. Of course, we also are building some strategies, for example, in terms of marketing. As I said, we sponsor the two main teams, and we have a long-term deal with them. So if an international operator wants to come into Peru, I think that it will be a challenge for them because right now, almost any marketing assets, it's available. The name of the league, the sponsor of the main teams, locations. For us, it's been now very hard to find premium locations. So it will be a challenge for them. I think the competition in general makes you better. And the customer is the one who will win at the end. So, yep, we're pretty confident.
And ready by the sounds of things
yes,
as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I like it. And so it's day 2 of ICE. How are you finding the show? What are you looking forward to seeing for your last bit of the show? Yeah.
I'm really happy because we came last year and, because of COVID and because of the dates, it didn't feel the same. But right now it's like the previous year, and I like it. For me, it's the more important exhibition in the world.
Amazing. Well, enjoy the rest of the show, and thank you for joining us in the ICE 365 studio.
Thank you.
So continuing the LatAm focus, up next we talk beyond the big 2 markets to watch with Marzia Turini. Join us then.